Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another Starcraft 2 broadcast. I am Anaris, bringing you the second game in the best-of-3 match series between ThorZaiN and MaNa, spawning as the Terran and Protoss players over on the right side of the map, against Aristeo and Empire Cuz, the Zerg Terran up on the left side of the map, here today on Monolith Ridge, formerly Decina or Decina, however you want to pronounce it. I believe it's Decina. But anyways, that was a change made a long time ago, and now back to the present. Let's talk about the previous game. That was actually one of the most enjoyable 2v2s that I have watched in a very long time. It had all aspects of play that I enjoy watching: siege tank pressure, Nidus worms, Colossi and Zealot, annihilation of said siege tanks annihilating the Colossi and Zealotry. You know, just it's absolutely amazing watching the watching 2v2s, especially with that early infester play that Aristeo did. I thought that, you know, he would be able to press a little bit more with those two players. But, you know, I felt like the defense there early on was exceptional. Just cutting the losses with that early expansion, building up and doing a great counterattack and leading to, well, the results of game number 1. So let's talk about game number 2 here, which is going to be taking place on a map that kind of reminds me a little bit of Scorched Haven, another 2v2 map that has semi-shared bases for the expansions. I say semi because it is on a different level ground than the main, but there is a shared area here in the middle. Now, unlike Scorched Haven, actually the position, the main entry point, is a lot wider. You can't even fit it on the screen. So it's a little bit more difficult to do that strategy of walling off your naturals early. You're going to generally tend to see a one-base play on this map until, you know, obviously if it fails, pretty much just go from there. Okay, will I have enough to expand? Am I going to be safe enough to do so, etc.? But for the most part, again, these expansions are fairly vulnerable early game. And looking here, we have Aristeo currently sitting on 17 supply, and he is starting to work on Zerglings. Notice how he has cut drone production here to get this going. I'm a little curious to see how much he's actually going to be committing to this. Looking up here at Cuz, you notice that he does have a Marauder on the way, already heading down. Looks like with the rally point leading down somewhere here. And of course, the Zergling's going to be heading over to Scout, and pretty traditional Zerg fashion. Now let's look at ThorZaiN real quick. We've got a factory going down. I'm really curious to see if he's going to be going for Hellions, or it looks like he is going to be dropping a reactor now. I was wondering if maybe he was going to be teching up, because you spot that he still has that gas income even though he's got the factory on the way. So that's definitely that. And as far as the Protoss player goes, we see we've got several Zerglings and a Marauder. Now, as far as targets go between these two players, I'm going to guess that the Protoss is going to be the likely of the two to be rushed, because number one, obviously the Overlord coming over here, a dead giveaway. But number two, the fact that the Protoss player cannot completely wall off. You see, he's got the Zealot here, which means that the Terran, he's going to be able to just pick that off very easily with this Marauder down here. And obviously, we have that exact situation happening right here. So now, with the second Marauder on the way, again, it's really going to put the Protoss in an awkward position. You know, this is basically just the base is free now. He's going to be able to run up. MaNa has dropped a second gateway up here. I'm sorry, third gateway to block that off completely. But this gateway right here is going to be going down. Obviously, there is one pylon here powering all this as well, so he's dropping that second one there pretty much just to try to make up for it. Now, two Hellions here. ThorZaiN spots all of these Zerglings. They do have the speed upgrade, so it's going to be pretty difficult for him to try to kite all of those around. Have to be very careful here as we approach the 6-minute mark. All of those Zerglings have just run in. Force Field missed the spot that it could have blocked a lot of those links by just a second or two. Oh man, this is so much trouble for MaNa, for him to have to deal with this now. His mineral line is going to be annihilated. We're going to see those pylons getting taken out very quickly as well, despite the fact that he had a total of 3 gateways, now 4 of them. ThorZaiN coming down here with all his SCVs and everything, realizes this is pretty much a desperate situation, knowing that these Marauders are going to be continuing to flood in. But keep in mind now, ThorZaiN with all of the SCVs here and the Marines, oh, with the choke point. Nice play by MaNa, keeping a lot of those Zerglings away from the Marines, which is exactly what he needed to do. This is just such a cluster right now, man. Let me tell you, this is definitely an intense moment for all 4 of these players here in this game today, as the probes, the SCVs, all of them have become absolutely crucial in the defense. You see ThorZaiN has just left the game there, realizing not a lot else can be done now that those Marauders, fresh Zergling reinforcements are here as well. So that's going to conclude game number 2. All right, well, thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. Let's go on to the next video, and hopefully it will be amazing because, hey, it's a 2v2.